one, go. And we're back here on the Stogie Geek Show. Thanks for tuning in this evening. We've got a very special guest on tonight. Our second very special guest, in fact, Mr. Phil Zanghi of Debaire Cigars. Let's see. And this segment is brought to you by Debaire Cigars. You can go to stogiegeeks.com/Debaire to find a list of retailers where hopefully there's one near you where you can purchase the fine Debaire cigars. If not, you can call our other sponsor, Mr. J. Havana Smoke Shop, 401-822-0536. Order yourself up some Debaire cigars, which I'm sure you're fully stocked, or maybe not. It's probably flying through.
We are. Sagita's going to reorder again. I'm going to put another one in.
Nice. Phil, welcome back to the Stogie Geek Show.
Well, wait.
So, Phil, we all lit up a cigar in your line, in the Debaire line, called the Sagita. Can you tell us a little bit about this cigar?
The name comes from the Latin term for arrow, because I'm trying to make a cigar that's really well priced, but has a lot of flavor. But it's like the entry level for the Debaires, because my stuff's pricey. But I tried to make something that's a good cigar for a good price that people will go up the line. So they'll take this, they'll get the flavor, and they'll want to try the other sizes, you know?
Nice.
So it's the arrow. The arrow's I'm trying to put the arrow on the point. You know what I mean?
So what's the size on this cigar?
It's a Petit Lancero. It's a 48 by 5.5.
Love it. Love that size. We were just actually commenting.
No, 38 by 5.5, sorry.
Yeah, that's awesome. We like the smaller ring gauges. Have you found it's been tough in the market to come out with a smaller ring gauge with the trend being such a larger ring gauge?
It's weird. Every retailer I told, what size do you want me to do? They said, the bigger ring gauges are selling good. I said, but I smoke a Lancero. That's my size. Mm-hmm. And they say they notoriously don't sell, but all those places I put them in have been selling like crazy. I don't know. It's like I thought Bellicosos would kill it, but the only guy who smokes them is Mark.
Yeah. How many days I smoked? I tell you that it's just unbelievable. That's a phenomenal smoke.
It's a dead size in stores, but to me, I blended my favorite cigar until I did this one. I know that sounds egotistical, but it was a Partagas Series P from Cuba. When you got them really good, because it had a fat, beefy taste to it.
Oh man, it's like
you had one down here with me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I had some good, real good ones, old ones, and with the real dark wrappers, and that's what I tried to emulate, But Bellicosos. I think Mark's going to be the winner this year for the most smoked.
Oh, there's no doubt. If I haven't done 2 boxes, I'm smoking them at the shop. That's all I do.
They do good, but it's like we're going back what Glenn was saying earlier about these giant ring gauges. I haven't. I'm not going to make that. I make a Solomon that's gigantic. I'll make. I'm coming out with my next limited reserve is going to be like a Monnier, a giant cigar, and that's what I'm going towards, something uniquely special. Going into the manufacturer's aspect where I don't license a factory or I don't sub a factory. I'm the factory, so I'm buying all those materials. A 60 ring gauge is expensive, and what can happen is that if you get large orders, like what you're seeing with some of these guys, God bless them, they're making some money and they're doing good. The amount of leaf you got to use, that's got to come from somewhere. So your other sizes are going to suffer.
Right.
If you don't buy ahead and you buy a ton of leaf into your blend. Now, if you're using heavy on Ligero, which is scarce in the first place, and that like Nicaragua and Dominican these last couple of years have been dry, so there hasn't been much rain in the growing seasons. In December and November and then you got your March, April, May, and those times that there's not going to be much. So in that big cigar, you're going to have to now lessen it, use inferior leaf or broken leaf, and then I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. You're using so much leaf in a cigar that's a couple ring gauges bigger than a 54, which I think is the largest size I like to go towards.
I agree. That's what I think some manufacturers going to be careful when it's market driven. You know what I'm saying? Where they want the big all the time, and all of a sudden, gone.
That's material, man. It's material. It's people. That's what Glenn even hit on that.
Yeah.
I mean, one of you guys hit on that. It's been a drought.
That's what I said.
I mean, I just put a lot of money on the line. And bought a ton of tobacco. Thank God I grow a lot of it, and I financed it with my uncle here, and I got some real good people in the Central American area that helped me out. But still, they're like, Zanghi, now, don't wait. Put your money where your mouth is and buy your stuff.
Right.
So Phil, is that you're just generally buying and growing more tobacco, or is some of it planning for? You said you have a new A size that you're going to release in the Debonair blend. Did I hear that correctly?
That'll be like 5,000 sticks, maybe. Mm-hmm. You know, like I did the Solomon's, 500 boxes. I mean,
right.
That's to me is limited. That's in like all my stuff is in a lot of ways, because I mean, I'm making maybe 5,000 to 10,000 a size. That's it. You know. Now,
knowing you, Phil, you must have been very conscientious when going to the A size to make sure you're representing your blend, right? So, what kind of challenges did you find in taking your blend that you offer in something like this Sagita and then getting it all the way up into an A size?
The material placement, as in leaf placement, the Ligero placement, how you stagger the leaf, the fold, the actual, because I accordion fold, I don't use entubado, I do accordion booked, so it's more chambers of smoke, so you have more resin oil and you have more flow. It's just a combustion engineering kind of thing. You know, it's like an air filter on a car. That's why you buy a K&N. That's why you get more fuel economy, because more air. I mean, that's
a good way of putting it. Yeah.
You know, and that's how you got to look at it. I mean, it's a cylinder. It's a tube that's packed. It's a filter. It's technically a large filter. So, you want full flow. You want combustion, and yeah, it's a trick to it, but it's how you lay it's all in the material placement. I mean, I could talk like I'm some kind of genius, but I mean, I'm not the guy rolling it. I got a couple guys that know what they're doing, but it's the placement of the material. It's the placement of the Ligero, how the bunch is done, how the mold is set, how long the press is held, in selection time. And we do a lot of draw testing. Every single one of those I draw test. I don't take any chances, because at that size of a cigar, plugged, if A is not going to be cheap, you know, that's going to be an expensive stick. And because I'm doing it in the Habano Seco from Nes Plasencia, like I use on all the stuff now, the Debonair, Habano 99 or Habano 2000, and then I'm doing a broadleaf Maduro, which is going to be something freakazoid. I'm looking. I mean, I was smoking some today. I'm proud of it. I just. So
is that the Debonair blend with the Connecticut broadleaf on top of it?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Now, what sizes are you experimenting with in that particular blend?
Stock sizes. From there's another one that I'm bringing out. It's called the First Degree. It's a mini Solomon, and that's going to be added to the line this year. I'm going to before the show. I'm going to bring those up, especially to Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Some of my core accounts are going to get that. Of course, you're smoking the Sagita that I brought out, and but I'm going to do everything in Maduro. I'm going to bring them all in. It's going to be the same style box, but dark. Another inside lid cover. You know, the inside lid, it's going to be another scene by a graphic novelist. It's going to be the Debonair guy. It's looking at the moon by his pond. The carriage over to the side. He's sitting there with his wife on the bench, and they're staring at the moon like a midnight kind of, just a nice time, you know, by themselves, relaxing in the evening kind of stuff.
Yeah, we talked about packaging, I think, on the last show or the previous show. My question is kind of strange, but the A, are you going to put those in individual coffins? A lot of people that release A's will put them in individual coffins.
I think the coffin takes away a lot, because I'm putting the most pristine wrapper, that oily, beautiful. You put look at the Solomon, the giant one I make.
Yep.
Look at that box when you open it. I mean, it's like, wow.
Yeah, there's a wow factor
because you got that light wood with that dark wrapper and that gold band and that just black and white. It's a shock. It's something. It's artistic. See, I go more towards all my packaging is more a storyboard, like for a movie. I have a whole time frame and a scene and how it all links in. And I have 2 other brands I'm coming out with that are linking in other ways. It's a storyboard. It's like I'm doing a story. It's an ideal. It's almost, I know this is going to sound weird, but evangelical. I'm not trying to do a lot of ads and doing stuff like that. I'm trying to bring it to some really cool individuals that are real cigar smokers in many walks of life. We got boxers, we got professional drag racers, Top Fuel drag racers we're sponsoring now. I'm finding some really unique individuals, kind of like the guy from Nike, what he did, you know, that kind of way, you know what I mean? And instead of spending all this money on ads, God bless the ad people. They have good stuff. But, I mean, what does that really do? Like what I'm doing to you, I'm you know, mass communicating with you guys. You know what I mean?
Hey, Will, you still there? You've been kind of quiet. I know you've got questions for Phil. I want to make sure you have an opportunity to jump in.
Yeah, and I do. But before I do that, I just want to kind of go around with the team. You know, we're smoking the Zanghi. What are folks getting right now, so we can tell our audience a little about the smoke?
I'll start off. I really like this Vitola, amongst others, but I like this because it has a little bit more spice to it. You know, you have that peppery spice to it that really kicks it up a little bit, and I think that kicks off right from the beginning in this smoke, and it really sticks out to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like this the Saguita. I enjoy the cigar, but I just miss that meaty flavor on the belly. That's you know, it's a great,
I noticed it doesn't have
smoke.
that meaty component, but the spice is very well balanced.
A nice little floral note to it. Still a phenomenal petite Lancero. An impeccable drawer.
I was just going to say that a lot of the petite Lanceros that I smoke are either hit or miss or consistently kind of have a tight draw to them. This one does not. This one is just perfectly, and I'm not just saying that because Phil's on the show. I mean, it really does. It has a perfect amount of smoke that comes through it.
And what happens again with a thinner ring gauge, you have to, it doesn't burn hot. I mean, Phil smokes quicker than I do. Makes no difference. From beginning to end, you have no heart. Right down to the very end. I always nub mine every debonair. You never get anything that burns hot. Nothing at all.
I'd like to ask Phil a question if before Coop jumps in.
Go ahead, Mark Jr.
Now that I've smoked all of the different Vitolas in your line, something is very striking to me that I think each one of the sizes has its own unique feel to it. Now, is that a function of the size, Phil, or is that more of a function of did you individually blend each size to do that?
That's what's amazing about it is that I'm exacting with the percentages of leaf. You know, 1 pound makes 50 sticks, but 1 pound of there's like a kind of a formula, but there isn't. But because there's like a set amount that when the blending guy gives it out, but each one has its own thing. Like the Saguita, the only difference in the Saguita, and I'll tell you the straight up truth, I dropped the Seiko in this. Okay, it's Seiko Visulejero, I swear by it. But on that small size, because with the Seiko in it, it made it so light that you got no meat. There's just trust me, when these are fresh, they have that debonair prime rib taste. These, I'm smoking it now, I love it, but it doesn't give me that pure forte of the debonair. But it's still debonair in its own way. And it's like,
absolutely.
But it's not. The bigger ring gauges, the Toro to me is something, that's what I blended the size off of, and that to me has that real beautiful. Robustas are great. I mean, I love all my sticks, but the one I smoke majority of the time is the Toro and then the Solomons. But I got to be careful because I don't have many of those Solomons left.
Right.
And I got to kind of be calm. I could smoke 5 or 6 of those a day, honestly.
Those Solomons are a journey. I loved that cigar.
Absolutely. I power through those. I mean, they're good. I mean,
you talk
and it's not, and it sounds conceited because I mean, I took a lot of years blending this and getting this together and to decide to get back in this arena, you know. And I handed these out to some individuals all across the world because my partner travels continuously. And we went through a lot of blends, but this blend in those sizes, from the Toro to the Solomon, the Bellicoso, everyone said these are you're on, Phil. You might as well do it. Just go ahead and do it again, you know.
And when you say about placement of the leaf, that's one thing about the Saguita. By the time you get to the end of the cigar, picks up a little bit of strength. You know what I mean? It doesn't knock you out, but it picks up in perfect strength, perfect harmony, perfect balance.
It's smooth. I mean, I always will say every manufacturer. And when people use the word manufacturer, I mean, if you're a private brander, that's one thing. But I mean, I fancy myself, and vocation-wise is what I do and live. I manufacture tobacco products and many different facets of it. But I mean, I manufacture things, so I mean, I'm there all the time, every single day. That's my office I go to, and it's really crucial to be involved in every step of it. I feel. I mean, when they pull the bales up, when they're actually going through the leaf before they, put it into their blending room, the wrapper, the binder, how they're bunching it, and yeah, with the Sagita, it's great, but it could make it. If I did anything more to it, I think it'd be bitter. Mm-hmm. It could become bitter, because that's a small size. You got to balance it right. I'd rather take some of the strength out of it and give it some more of the smooth and balanced, and put some more strength into it. And by the time you get to the band, it tastes horrible. It'll get bitter and hot. And I'm just babbling. You know what I mean?
Now the whole thing is I don't want to elaborate too much. But the Maduro, when do you think that something will be in the hands of the consumer? Hopefully.
After the show, after August, September, before the holiday season.
Oh.
That's what I'm looking forward to, because I got to let them sit, because they're a whole other animal in that broadleaf. You got to let it sit. Where a regular Debonair with Habano could do 90 days, maybe 4 months, but I'm looking at 6 to 8 months on that Maduro, because once that Maduro dries up and tightens up, it becomes a different animal, and it has the sugar content that's beautiful.
I'll tell you what, the one I had was just.
What's Coop want to say? Where's Coop at?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm here. Yeah, no, and I was gonna start asking you a little bit, because I know you're really into the fermentation process, and I was just kind of wondering, with that Maduro, were there any things that you've done without giving away any trade secrets to that Maduro, maybe that differentiates you?
Some of the force sweating I do, as in, there's two types of when you do any kind of leaf. You can force sweat it, naturally sweat it. A natural sweat is what you call a pilon, where they take it out of the hanging barn, they lay it in the hands, they spray a little bit of water on it, they bring it up to 100, 115, depending, 120, some things, air it out, do it again. Then you got a force sweat, where they, like the Americans do it a lot in big boxes, wood boxes with holes in them, and they put it in a giant room and sweat it. And then you take that, you flip them, you do it again. The broadleafs are resistant, but what I do with our broadleaf, I do a pilon force sweat, where I do not to get too much into it, but it's the same Debaire type of low temperature steam and distilled water, and I force sweat it, then I'll natural sweat it and force sweat it and try to get it. It's totally natural. I'm not putting nothing else on it. It takes time, but I have a good grower in the States that provides me with some real top grade stuff, and I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited about it. The stuff I'm getting out it's awesome. It's not just because it's mine. I mean, it's some serious. Anyone who used that leaf I have, it's crazy. It's beautiful stuff.
Absolutely.
What do you answer your question?
Mark?
I don't know.
Mark and Phil, I'll ask you both this. Tell us what's a little preview of what we can look for. In terms of what you got out of that Maduro. 'Cause you've been raving about Stogie Santa.
Oh, the sweetness off that, and then like the au jus that was in that. Hey, Phil handed me that cigar, and it took me 3 drags. I couldn't believe it. It was just one of the most interesting tasting Maduros I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, he's been raving about it
I'm
since
just
he
going
came back.
crazy. Oh my God! It's just a crazy mixture. It really is.
I'll get you guys some, but the ones he had, I had made like right after, I'd say August, September, October. Like October, and had them in my extraction room where I take the leaf after they put the water on it to separate it in the bale to kind of open it up. Then they stick it in this extraction room. Then they take it back out and put it into the blending room. I just leave them in there after I make a blend. So it just takes everything out of it. And they had been sitting there. And I had smoked a couple with Pedro. I want to mention Pedro Lamonte. He helps me at the factory. He's like my right-hand guy. And Mark knows him. And a guy named Fidel is my roller. And we were just smoking. I'm like, man, is it me? Or I'm just excited. I don't know. And they're like, man, Zanghi, this is something. Damn, this is. But it tastes debonair, but it doesn't. It does something to it.
What's everybody want on a Connecticut broadleaf? What is the one resounding fact people say? Sweetness, sweetness, sweetness. It's more than that. It's more than that. That's what I loved about it the most. That taste was just phenomenal.
And we had smoked a bunch of stuff that day too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it stood out. And I didn't say it to Mark because Mark's a stickler, and I don't want to give any preconceived notion because then he thinks I'm bullshitting. So I just handed it to him.
Right,
And
exactly.
just try this one. What is that? And he's like, what is that? You know, he made that face. Look, what is that?
We were power smoking, and I'm
Man.
telling you, how many did we have before that? And
If
bang.
he was mumbling, you were probably drinking a little bit too.
No. I didn't drink. I didn't drink at all.
No, it was the heart palpitations from the nicotine poison.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that we're right to the top.
Either that or you had a wet spot in his shorts.
Oh, I had one in the front and the back.
That's not nice.
Hey, Phil,
God bless you.
I hate to deviate from
I'm
the
a
cigars, and I want to come back to it, but there's a few folks in the chat, actually, a few different people that are asking about the rum, and they want to know
yes.
about the rum that you make. So I want to make sure that the audience is getting their questions answered too. So tell us
Right.
about the rum.
Okay, it's made in Panama. It's non-solada, so it's basically the sugarcane water. And it's distilled. I'm not the guy that does it. His name is Don Poncho Fernandez. He's a very famous guy. He was the main blender for Havana Club in Cuba. Moved to Panama. We were doing some other projects because I buy a lot of just 96.8 proof rum, white rum, to mix stuff with, and on my other facets in the machine-made world. And I fell in love with the old man, and he's like, I make real rum, Phil. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, well, don't you ever think about maybe doing a premium rum? And my partner and I got the Debaire trademark, and we said, okay, let's throw something at it. So we came out with 2 macerators, 1 coffee, 1 honey. We came out with a 5 age clear. We have an 8-year-old. We have a 15 and a 21. Every single one of them won something. I mean, we were in Madrid, New York, San Francisco Wine and Spirits, and the Miami Rum Festival. In the Miami Rum Festival, both of our flavors won gold and best in class. Our 21 won a gold medal. I mean, we didn't think it. And we're like, okay, let's just make a bunch of rum. And most people make one type of liquor and try to push it. We made like 5 things, and we had this huge booth, and they're like, what's going on? And it took off really well. But to make a long story short, it's not the business I know. I'm trying to get it in the States. We finally got all the permits. The TTB approved and the ATF approved the labels. It's a very daunting task. But then you got to face distribution, where some states are franchise and some states are independent, and you can have 4 guys in one state, but you only can have 1 in one state.
Right.
And then the other state's run by the state. It's crazy. So basically, it's there. We're trying to launch it this year again to get it into stores, and I want to get it to the market because it's my marketing tool. I mean, honestly, I can't put tobacco on many things. I can't. The majority of my promotions go Debaire Fine Age Rum because it's alcohol. I can put it in the boxing ring. I can put it on a car. I can do almost anything. Tobacco, they laugh. They go, how did you even ask me that? I thought you were an intelligent guy. You're not allowed to do that,
So, Phil, I have kind of like a business question for you. So, both the rum and the cigars carry the Debaire name, and you said you acquired the trademark for that. Did you have to do separate applications because they're in different industries?
2 classes. It's all classes. I forget. It's number 32 is tobacco, I think. I might be wrong. And I forget what alcohol is. You have to just file, and what you do is you just go on pto.gov, right? Type in any name. Type in, and it'll show you all the classes. And you go, okay, this guy's got this in clothing or apparel and accessories or in medical devices or anything, and you go into tobacco class. And I forget what it is. And then you see, okay, and then liquor class. And it was open.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. Debaire, I mean, clothing, there's a guy in New York I got to talk to get the clothing and stuff, but, I mean, no one had it. You'd think they'd have it over these years.
Right,
I mean, the name is old. It's not I didn't come up with the term. I mean, that's like an old Debaire, of good air. It's a French term to mean of good breeding or a young distinguished or, like Mark style.
Well, since we started smoking Debaire, we've tried to be a little more debonair. I don't know how that's working out, but we enjoy smoking it. So
Well, it is. It's just.
I'm trying, guys, hard, and this isn't even my best work yet. I'm trying, and this kind of stuff, I kind of thrive on criticism and not praise. I've got great ratings. I've had 90% awesome, and there's some guys who said it was bitter, and some guys weird stuff. It's going to happen, but that I look forward to because then I'm saying, okay, I'll go back to my people and go, look, I'm not going to show you all the love. I'm going to show you the hate because this is what people are saying. But then the people, they get defensive and say, well, Phil, what did this guy smoke? He might only smoke, Fuentes or Davidoffs and stuff like that. And it's like, well, God bless them. You know what, guys? We got to make another line that's a Davidoff. We got to make another one that's like a Fuente. Because I made a Debonair. I didn't copy anyone else. I didn't try to make anybody else's stuff on this one. I didn't follow any lines. I didn't try to emulate even the old stuff I made back in the 90s. Did nothing. Only thing I followed was the same thing I learned from an old man named Pedro Marti, who's dead now. He says, Phil, God made the whole plant, use the whole plant. Seco viso ligero, use the whole plant. That's it. And that's the secret, I guess. But how you do that is the trick to blending, you know? And, I mean, I'm integral in the blending part of it. I kind of I let my guys make some stuff up, but I kind of just write a bunch of stuff down and say how it tastes. Because I talk a lot. I know I do. And I go out there and I'm the only salesman, I'm the only rep. So I got to go out there knowing in my own mind with accurate thinking and defined purpose that when I go talk to people, I know I saw it done. It's not a story that someone told me. It's an actual experience in my life, you know? And that's the whole evangelical part, because it's like, I know that term sounds religious, but it's not. I'm out there spreading the word. I'm trying to make an ideal happen. I'm trying to change the game in the way where it's just not, it's an ideal. It's trying to be a better person involved in smoking a cigar, where the cigar is just our catalyst to do what we're doing all the time too. I don't make cigars that make reasons to enjoy your life, and I truly believe that. It's not some bullshit pitch. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, you know.
And that's where I think this shows so much in your cigars when you got the hands-on. I'm not knocking anybody with saying they're coming out with a different cigar and so on in the manufacturing. Your hands-on approach is second to none. He's taking it from the beginning to the end, and he's watching each and every process.
Yeah.
And it shows up. That's what makes the difference between something happening and something not happening.
Phil,
It's that clear.
You know, along those lines, I took the band off of my Sagita, and it's a fantastic band. But on the back, I noticed that it looks like there's a date. Can you kind of explain
Date of packaging. It was packaged.
Date it was put in the box and sealed up.
Put in the box and sealed up.
Nice. Very nice.
Traceability.
Traceability. It comes from the FDA stuff I'm doing in the machine world, and I just took another level of it and made it a little more unique with like a hand stamp, you know. So, and also I make it collectible. So later on when, you know, things are doing real good, like I know they're going to end up being that way, people can go back and go, hey, what's on your band? Which one? I go, I got Generation 1, because that's going to be the 2013. You know, there's some 2012s floating around that were the original ones that I have, you know.
That's
what we're smoking
Right now, dude. That's the one that I pulled out in the back.
It says 15 AGO 2012. So what's the AGO? Is that
August?
August.
Okay.
Agosto, yeah.
Dude, what the hell?
There's no O in August, dude. I had to make sure.
It's Spanish.
You mean to tell me you don't speak fluent Spanish?
Remember where I'm at. Remember where that's
What the fuck?
you know.
All right, I'm going to turn it back over to Will now.
Yeah,
before I
poor
get
Will. This
berated.
is going on.
I tell you, so right now I gotta just talk about, because this cigar I'm getting that debonair meaty flavor, that smoky meaty flavor with a little natural tobacco and pepper. There's a point where with this cigar where you get into the later part of the first third and the flavors just pop out. I mean, that's just what I get out of this.
No doubt. Not
Yeah,
as prevalent. Like I said, I'm a shill for the belly. It was so funny. Phil says, which one do you like? I said the belly, at least. But again, this cigar, I don't get as much, but it's there. It's there.
I tried to make this, like you said, I mean, it's small. I couldn't, I wanted to make it because I got complaints from hey, they're too expensive. And blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, what price point should I be at? Oh, you got to get something under $10. So, okay. So I made a Saguita. I made the Lancero, in the same packaging. You got to remember, without revealing my secrets, before I even do anything, the curing cost is 86 cents a stick. That's what cigars cost to make. Okay? I make cigars for other people. I know what they cost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's cigars out there that are on shelves all over America they cost less than that to make it.
Now, I'm going to say that I got in trouble a couple of weeks ago saying this, and I'm going to say it again. With the DR tobacco, some people are skewed with that. I'm sorry, that it is what it is. And I don't even tell. Some people will smoke the cigar and say, it's from the DR? I even tell them no, because they're.
It's not just from the DR. The thing is, guys, you got to remember. I cut my teeth in Central America. I was down there. I was thinking about last night because I was going to talk to you guys all the time frames. I was down there 10 years. Okay, and in those 10 years, 2 of those years, if you put months together, I was in Nicaragua, in Jalapa, living in Jalapa. So I cut my teeth down in Central America and Nicaragua and Ocatales, Esteli, Leon, Ciudad de Sandino, all those areas, I'm talking border regions, and it's awesome stuff. But Dominican, during the 90s, there was a lot of a flood happened. We all know. And people were trying to beg from Peter to pay Paul because there was a want which you couldn't suffice. So people were putting bad stuff in there. DR got a bad rap. But being here these 10 years, I've still been here 10 years this year, and working with my Uncle Leo and seeing that from the other business we did real well in, that we could concentrate on true farming and not piloto cubano and not olor. We have 13 different seed strains, all Cuban, not putting olor or piloto cubano. So when I blended my cigar, I used the best I could get from here and the best I could get from Nicaragua. Because remember, the viso in there is Nicaraguan. It's a high viso from Jalapa. And the wrapper's Nicaraguan. So I think best of both worlds. You get that. That's why that tastes like that.
Exactly.
Not too much earth, not too much spice. That's what earthy's the Central American, the spicy's Dominican. If you mix them both together, that's prime rib.
Phil, I know a lot of people are probably listening to this and wondering where they can get your cigars. I know we have a list of retailers. Is there any additions to that list? I know you said that it's constantly being updated, so I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about where people can get your cigars.
The Northeast is the main area: Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. I've been New Hampshire. That's my main areas now. I'm doing a big push now. I'm trying to, but I concentrate on the Northeast to start because I'm from that area, and it's a center of influence and center of wealth. And I think we're all Northeasterners, so we're all hardheads. And if you can convince guys up there to take it in these stores that don't want nothing, don't want to talk to nobody, and with guys like Mark and Paul over at Mr. J's, and there's so many in Connecticut, the Hartford shop, and the Owl shop in Worcester, and old school shops that don't really need nothing. They're like good. It has done well. So I need this year. I'm going to try to triple my store count, to be honest with you. And I go out to California on the 28th of this month, and I'm doing a golf tournament called Desert Smash with Will Ferrell and Kevin Spacey. I'm sponsoring a hole in the golf tournament, and I'm doing some stuff, Academy Award stuff, and so I'm trying to get in those guys' hands. See, I mean, you want to get out there quick, not famous. You want to get out in the public eye quick. You put it in people's hands who are in the public eye. I think that sounds corny, but most people miss that. You got to put it in the hands. You got to put it in people people are looking at. I mean, there's a lot of great magazines out there, but I'd rather myself be in GQ, or be in Vanity Fair, or be in, Hot Rod, or something that's, there's like, that's why I did the Top Fuel funny car with the Lindbergh brothers. And they're like, that's top of the world. I mean, you're talking, there's more fans in that than there are in NFL and combined in car racing,
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's true.
And it's a weird demographic, and I mean, and it works. I'm just trying to put it out there without trying to do the normal way everyone else does it, And I'm doing it on my own, and it's kind of hard. I just got an assistant finally, and I'm going to be traveling around, but I'm still going to concentrate on the Northeast. I'll give you I have an updated list, but what's done real well for me is Europe. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, Denmark, crazy. I just got an order from Singapore. My biggest order ever. It was like 250 boxes.
Nice.
First shot in Singapore, where it's so insanely expensive. I'm selling in India, because the Debaire is a magazine in India, which is like the Indian Playboy. It's like famous there. It's just like, it's crazy.
National Geographic or what?
So
I don't know, but they say it's pretty famous over there. I got to go check it out.
So, Phil, speaking of the European market, what's it like? I know a lot of the competition for cigars in Europe is competing with Cuba. So have you had to change some of your kind of marketing strategy or change your strategies when you're in the European market?
What I did is not really. What I did, I'm trying to be the American, Alfred Dunhill of London. so to speak. That's what when I did Indian tobacco, I wanted to be the American Davidoff. That was my goal. Early America, Wells Fargo, Henry Ford, Walter Chrysler, Americana, industrialists, turn of the century, really cool. And with Debonair, I'm trying to bring that when the world loved America, And when you go to Europe and you see that old styling of the guy with the hat and everything, people in Europe, they dig it. They're digging it. They're really digging it. And I mean, Cubans are great tobacco growers, but when it comes down to manufacturing tobacco products, the employee base isn't happy.
Yeah. No.
They're
I agree.
Oppressed people, and that's going to show in your work. I mean, if you're not going to go up the ladder, if that's all you're going to be doing is sitting in the rolling department, what are you really going to produce there? I got it sent in for my guys. I do all kinds of stuff for these guys down here, and that's what's the problem. So, are they my competition because they're more famous than me? Yeah, but are they better than me? I don't think so. We're chasing the same rabbit, That's just everyone's chasing the same rabbit. It's where we're, and everywhere from Nicaragua, Dominican, Honduras, we're all chasing the same rabbit. That's pretty much it,
Well, I want to make sure you had an opportunity to ask any final questions for Phil before we move on to our next segment.
Phil, so I got to ask this question, and it's more out of curiosity. So if I say the term 6x60, is that something you'd ever consider doing?
Nah, not really.
Not a boy.
Not really.
Good for you. Good for you. I'm sure you can do it, but good for you.
No. It's not even, no. I'm not against it. God bless everybody. But, nah.
Because, the thing I hear from everybody, Phil, I made a 6x60 because people wanted it, but I really don't like to smoke it. But I made it anyway to sell it. And you could have easily answered that and said, yeah, and you didn't, and I give you credit for that.
Right, market driven. Go back to
Yep.
that. Yep.
And I don't begrudge anyone who does that either, by the way.
No,
but
me either.
You sticking to your ideals there is great.
I can make 2 saguitos for the tobacco. I make 160. You put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
I really want to smoke the Saguita with the 21-year rum that you make, Phil. Someday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're not kidding.
I'll get you. I'll talk to Mark. There's a way to figure things out.
Yeah, we'd love to feature it on the show.
Not UPS, though.
You know,
I know I'm long-winded, guys. If there are any questions, anything else you want to ask me, anything.
So you got the A's coming out later this year with the first degree. What's the size of the A again?
It's a 9x54.
That's a big one. That's a big. That's going to be a big cigar.
Yeah, it's gonna be a occasion.
Figuratively and literally.
Oh,
And that's going to be a limited run.
Yeah, real limited. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do 2,500 naturals and 2,500 maduros, and I'm gonna mix them in the box. I'm gonna do something really cool.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
awesome.
get like
I like that
a
strategy.
real high-end sampler pack.
So you're going to hold. So the A's will come out after the Maduro.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. It won't be this year. It'll be next year. I'm letting them sit up.
Okay. It gives us something to look forward to.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Phil, you going to Pro Cigar next week?
I'm here. I live here.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. What am I saying? What am I saying?
I got no. We're doing a tour at the factory, and we're doing a dinner at the partner's house. Yeah, I'll be here. Are you coming?
I'm not coming this year. I think we're gonna have to talk about coming next year with Feely and a bunch of us. So.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got to come. It's hectic. It's cool to come, but you guys got to come, and we'll do like a on the factory floor segment, kind of cool, something unique.
Oh,
you
you
know,
got to see the factory. And I only saw a little bit of it,
and
unfortunately.
at the villas and stuff. There's some cool things. You guys had a lot of fun with me down here. It's good times. It's a lot of just real relaxing,
Phil, we'd love to do that. I want to on a closing note. I want to say our executive producer Rob, I think, summed it up the best. He said, "I want to smoke this guy's cigar. He's cool."
Guys, it took me a long time to become debonair. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I've been a boxer my whole life. I've had a very interesting. I feel like I'm the guinea Forrest Gump. You know, I've been through a lot of stuff.
Oh, fucking guy.
You know, I mean, honestly, I mean, we don't. I mean, it's a long. I mean, I could talk for hours and hours, and that's what I'm good at. You know, but it's been a great thing. And I mean, this is all I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. You know.
Oh,
That,
man.
and we have a title for the episode. Thank you very much, Phil.
Guinea Forrest Gump. I love it.
That's it.
I'm telling
Thank
you,
you,
dude.
guys.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Oh,
Mr. Phil
Phil.
Zanghi of
Thank you,
Debaire
Phil.
Cigars. Please visit StogieGeeks.com/Debonair to find out where you can purchase the Debonair cigars. And we're going to take a short break, come back with our Stogies of the Week.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Bless you. God bless
Bless all you guys.
you. Guinea Forrest Gump. Dude.